Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miki. I am really excited because this week's reaction video is a request that was sent in by one of my viewers named Jordan Grimbly, and he is in a band called Jugular, and he wants me to review his band's original song. And I think that's so cool. As you probably know, I am a singer-songwriter myself, and I love discovering and supporting other independent artists. And I know what it takes to put yourself out there. It takes a lot of courage. So I'm really excited to listen to the song and watch the video. So let's jump right in. Jugular is a 4-piece heavy thrash metal band out of Canada. They were formed in 2006, and their members are on vocals and rhythm guitar, Jordan Grimbly, on drums, Bren Pierce, on lead guitar, James Stewart, and on bass, Ben Fuchs. The song that we're going to be reacting to today is called And Into Dust, and it's off of their album, And Birth Becomes Life Becomes Death. Cool. So right away, I really like the simplistic way that the video is shot. It's black and white. It's just like a live video of the band playing. They've got the title and the name of the band, and it's like in simple type, easy to read. Everything is like presented very cleanly and clearly. So I really appreciate that. And I think this is a really good, almost palette cleanser after the last couple of videos that I've done where I was looking at Ghost and Poets of the Fall, and they're much more ornamented and complicated and floral in their arrangements, and this is much more like straightforward and easily accessible, so it's definitely a contrast to some of those bands. Cool. So I think he's got a really interesting voice. I love that he's got that like really deep kind of growly voice, and then he goes up the octave on the chorus, and he's got some nice rasp and bite to his voice. And I really just like the simplicity of the arrangement and the parts. I like that the drums are very straightforward and they're just hard hitting, and it's this driving beat, and there's like a good energy to the song. It's quick paced. That's why I waited until after the chorus to stop it to say anything, because there wasn't like a good place to stop. There was so much momentum in the song that it really carried us right through that chorus. And I like that very simple, like clean metal riff on the guitar. It's very straightforward and easily accessible, and I like that. Let's take a look at the lyrics for a second. And the earth is in my bones, but up above I'm not alone. Forever after the unknown, please light my way back home. So what's inside of me, it's up there with infinity, but we're too blinded by the darkness. Does it make us humble for the rest of our lives, that when it's over with no closure, was it really our time? And there's a white light fever coming out of the skies, so when it's over with no closure, say farewell to that goodbye. And the second verse is, and the earth no longer breeds, forget about humanity, wipe away our history, and yet the sun still bleeds. Then it repeats that pre-chorus and the chorus. So obviously it's talking about some very big issues that we all kind of face as human beings. It's talking about life and death, and is there some divine power, and what happens to us after we die, and what happens after human beings are wiped off the face of the earth, and yet the earth and the sun are still going to be there. So some very good subject matter. I like the subject matter that it tackles, and I appreciate that You know, we've been looking at these bands that have a lot of metaphors and a lot of really poetic imagery that you can interpret in a lot of different ways, and this is much more clear cut. So you really know what he's singing about right away, and yet it's not cliched and it's not too on the nose. So I like the straightforward mode of storytelling here. I like the stops on the drums. I like the octave layers of vocals. Great energy. Cool, I like the switch up with the rhythm. Nice, very precise guitar solo, very metal. Nice. I think it's a very well edited video. There was a really clever little cut when they said darkness where it went black and then it came back in. There's some great quick cuts at the end. And even though it's a pretty simple concept, it's just a live video of the band playing and it's in black and white. It's entertaining. It kept my attention the entire time. And I like just the simple song structure. You've got a verse, a pre-chorus, a chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, solo, and then you go back into the chorus. I think it works really well. I think he's got a really interesting voice, and I appreciated that even though he's got that rasp to his voice and he's got a nice power to it, it didn't go into like screamo territory. There wasn't a part where it's just like, whoa, you know? It was still like singing. There was a lot of melodic aspects to it. So it had that grit and it had that bite of metal, but it didn't turn me off. Whereas, you know, like I'm not a huge just pure metal or like screamo kind of fan, but this I appreciated because it had a lot of melodic elements to it and it just kind of had that rasp in his voice that had the metal in it, you know? So I thought it was great. I think it's a really good song and I'm definitely a fan. Thank you for contacting me and reaching out, and I'd love to hear more of your music. I'm gonna definitely explore your catalog. I hope that you enjoyed my review, and I will see you guys here next week or before. I'm trying to upload more frequently, so hit the notification bell if you want to know when my next video goes up. And until then, happy singing and happy listening.